No reason. We are not. You don't trust me.
Yeah, they were friends. I told him, I'm like, I know she's probably watching you thinking you're a fake ass nigga, and I'm hoping she doesn't fuck with you outside this house. I told him, that's how I feel. I'm not tipsy, I'm actually okay. And he's like, oh, you know, he's even paying me that you're calling me fake. I said, that's
Men are what? Men are what? Repeat after me. Men will stain your what? Oh my god. So Groovy move. Anyways, guys, before I continue, Groovy Sheggz was Groovy's roommate during lockdown, and Sheggz said that Groovy is just being himself, like he's not even acting out at all, that he lived to Groovy out of the house before they got in, and when he looks at Groovy right now, he's just being himself. So like it's really funny. So this is he being himself, like seriously. You know that Groovy liked Chomzy and Fina as well, and before Groovy moved to level 1, he had this conversation with Daniela that he likes Chomzy and is going to go ahead to tell her during the Saturday night party. Now this is Groovy right here today, moves to Chomzy and asks. So Chomzy was even interested in Groovy as well. And even though that Sheggz and Bella and Chichi, who are Chomzy's friends, they tried to discourage Chomzy against going forward to date Groovy, because Eloswag was asking Chomzy out and was very serious about the relationship. But since Groovy showed interest in Chomzy, Chomzy was more tilted towards being with Groovy than being with Eloswag. So Groovy moves towards Chomzy today and is like, are you in a relationship? And Chomzy says no. Or says, are you single? And Chomzy says yes. And then Groovy says, what about Eloswag? Chomzy says, he's like a brother to me. Then Chomzy asks Groovy as well, are you single? Groovy says yes. What about Fina? Groovy says, Fina is like a mother to me. Oh my god, like I've never been this embarrassed in somebody's place in my entire life. Who does that? So Groovy comes back from the party and is eating noodles like with so much appetite and hunger. According to him, like he loves food so much. Of course he loves food so much. Unfortunately, he cannot cook, and that's why when he was in level 2, Fina was really taking good care of him. He would eat enough food as much as he wants, and then Fina will take back his plate and go and watch. Now in level 2, like there's nobody to consistently cook for him like that. So he eats noodles and he wants to go and warm the food that Fina had brought from level 2 for him. And then he was sitting on the dining table and having a conversation with Doyin. You know that Doyin and Beauty, they were locked down, they were paired during lockdown, and like Doyin has always had Beauty's back. So Doyin is like, so you want to add this food? He says yes, because first of all, he likes food, and secondly, he's up for possible eviction, so normally he would want to eat. Then they're having this conversation, and Doyin and Groovy is telling Doyin about the food that was from Fina. Then they start talking about the relationship, and Doyin like really speaks to him bluntly. You know that Doyin is like the most blunt person in that house this season. So Doyin is like, you are fake. I feel like you're fake. I hope that Beauty doesn't vibe with you out of the house. This, that, like she expressed her disappointment. She said a lot of things that she was even ashamed in her place. She's saying that Beauty would not have, like now, she said now Beauty, she has just proven Beauty's suspicions right. That is exactly what she said. That she has just proven Beauty's suspicions right. Beauty's insecurities right. Because when they say insecurities, like maybe you're thinking that this person is with another person. You're not able to trust the people. But then sometimes it's not true. But then all these things that Beauty was suspecting, finally they come out to be true. It is so Doyin goes ahead to tell him that it is true that what Beauty did was not right. The disqualification, she well deserved it because of the way she acted. But the actions of Groovy have proved to her that every reason behind her disqualification was valid. And then it makes Groovy to feel sad, asks her whether, are you trying to say that I am the one responsible for Beauty's disqualification? He asks the question feeling very sad, and Doyin says no, that's not the case. In fact, at the end of the day, he was really sad, and Doyin said, okay, if what I said makes you sad, I apologize, but I did not mean to make you sad. While they're having this conversation and arguing, Mr. and Mrs. Ikoyi, that's Sheggz and Bella, they are there having their own funny kind of conversation about toilet and pooing and peeing. I'm like, what are adults sitting and arguing about? So apparently,
I just do it when I'm in public. In a public toilet, I don't know.
Sheggz went to the toilet, sat on the toilet seat, and then came out without using toilet roll and without washing his hands. I'm not sure about the washing hands part of it, but I'm sure of the not using toilet roll part of it. So Bella starts talking that you went and pooed without using the toilet roll. Then he starts arguing that no, he did not poo. He instead peed. That, and then they're like, how do men sit down and pee? Then he said when they were growing up, their mother never used to allow them to pee while standing up so that they should not mess up the house, but when they go to other people's house or in public, he just stands up and pee. But what was actually happening is that he was peeing and not pooing. I'm like, what? So it has gotten to the level where we are going to see two adults sitting and arguing until it was a serious issue. I feel like Bella and Sheggz, especially Bella, just wants to fight tonight because they already had their earlier fight where, because Bella found Groovy with another lady in the other room, she was suspecting something and she started a fight all of a sudden. It seems as though Bella does not want I'm talking about Sheggz, sorry, not Groovy. It seems as though Bella doesn't want Sheggz to give her breathing space at all, because people are outside, especially Bella's fans who are not shippers. They're saying that, oh, Bella is not at her best, it's not giving enough content because of the relationship with Sheggz, that Sheggz is the one stopping her, blocking her. But then now Bella had a problem just because Sheggz was away from her with another person in another room with something sexual not even happening. So it seems as though the fight or the war that her fans are fighting outside, she doesn't even attest to it. So at the end of the day, every second they're talking about marriage, and then Sheggz is like, you sit in front of me with your potential husband and see guys, I'm just waiting for this because they literally talk about marriage all the time. I don't know whether Sheggz is like really wanting to marry Bella or is just a game, but we are obviously going to see out of the house. Kidwaya was like that, but not this much. Kidwaya talked much about himself, his family, his wealth, and travel, but it wasn't as much as Sheggz has done. And his relationship crashed out of the house with Erica. Now we are just going to watch this one and see exactly how it is going to end. If it ends well, fine and good. If it doesn't end well, fine and good. So there was also another fight today between Rachel and Diana over Giddyfia. I laughed so much. It was during the party or immediately after the party. They had a serious argument over Giddyfia. I'm like, what is going on? Diana had earlier said today that she is too old for Giddyfia, and if she can lower herself to date Giddyfia, she deserves all the respects that she can get from Giddyfia. But now Giddyfia is not giving her that respect according to her. Now it seems as though the males in this season, they came with a playboy mindset because Giddyfia was so desperate for Diana, especially in that first 2 weeks. Like there was a time that he felt he was mentally down, almost not talking all the time, just because he said he loved Diana and Diana was not having it. So I've seen that. I find it very funny. Now Diana actually gives him space, gives him time, like gives him attention, and now he's turning it towards Rachel, or he isn't even being interested at all. And then he was saying that this is because that he feels like ladies are fighting over him like that because he's very huge from outside the house. And I saw people on Twitter just laughing like, what? I mean, like when it comes to fan bases, we are going to see during the voting though, but from what I see, I feel like Giddyfia doesn't have a huge fan base like that compared to other people. So for him to be thinking that ladies are fighting over him because of his how huge he is out of the house, it's really funny. I mean, the housemates this year, they are really overestimating their growth. Even Chichi was saying the same thing with Dotun, that people are there in his level just underestimating themselves, like they are just there as if they are there for vacation. And she was saying that whichever level wins this HOH tomorrow is fine, on Monday is fine, but according to
if it comes with pain, I'm already going through pain, yeah.
her, if they lose, there's no problem, so that at least they should feel that heat of Big Brother Nigeria, because it is as if they are not even in Big Brother Nigeria yet, and it is very funny. So guys, that is what is going on. I want to know your thoughts on everything that is happening. Please let me know in the comment section.
Actually, everybody feels the same way. I say it openly. I don't belong to everybody.
But we love for real, not just for
I don't belong to everybody.
and we don't just leave it out anymore.
Mama.
So this is
It
what.
was it's normal. Like it's friends.
So you never had anything in the guy's house, is that what you're saying?
I never had anything with him. We just shared.
I don't know. Nobody don't talk about mother. Be a wife, a mother.
What's you saying? Now you're sounding like Sheggz.